Hello, everybody. We are Easy Allies. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, joined by Michael Huber.
Yo.
And we just learned that the Plucky Squire is coming out September 17th.
Insane.
Right around the corner. We've been waiting on this one for a while.
This was immediately one of our most anticipated games the moment we saw it. And that's not just us, that's a lot of people out there. I mean, this is a game that has a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah.
So Blood is here to tell us.
Yeah, I've gotten to play about 3 or so hours of this game.
Okay, a nice little chunk.
They say, which is a little bit less than half of the full game, so it's not going to be a huge game. It's not a sprawling, crazy open world or anything like
so
that.
Like 8
it's
to
actually
10.
it's actually fairly linear in terms of like progression. It's like you're always moving forward, and it's pretty well paced on that.
Yeah.
It has so much creativity throughout, and that's one of the like biggest takeaways is like, because the hook of this game, which you can kind of see here, is that you're playing in like a kid's storybook. It's got this comic art style that kind of reminds you of like a Sunday paper or something like that, like Calvin and Hobbes, something along those lines.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. And so like the main part of the game is taking place in this storybook, and you can see the desk around it, and you flip pages when you go to the edge of the screen and all of that. And then there are other parts of the game where you're outside of the book, and I'll kind of get to how that works in a little bit. But so there's, the main, quote unquote, main gameplay is like top down, kind of Zelda-ish. You're swinging your sword, you're slashing guys, but then there are also these side-scrolling platforming sections.
Awesome.
Then there are other things that you do. Then there's like this part where you go and you confront this honey badger, and it shifts into Punch-Out. All of a sudden, you're behind the character and doing Punch-Out. But in between, like, look at these story scenes, dude.
So cool.
These big, huge graphics, these huge animations.
Everything about the look of this game is just the best.
Yeah. It looks so good all around in both the 2D and the 3D elements of it.
Nintendo levels of creativity.
And they even interact, Huber, because it's like you can kind of see like how there's like a shadow at the top. Like those shadows will cover the page that you're playing on.
Yeah.
And it's something that like when you're playing, your brain doesn't even think about what's around you until you like kind of stop and kind of.
That's vision, dude. That's attention to detail.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then. But even before you get to the stuff that's like outside of the book at all, there are such cool mechanics here. So it's like, okay, to open the gate, you've got to find the words in the story to open the gate. And so like here, it's like the gate swung open. Where's open? I got to find that word. you know?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of cool little puzzles like this throughout, where it's like you have to find a word or swap a word, and it changes
That's so interesting.
your environment.
Wow.
And so, like, as I was saying, like, you actually spend a good amount of time in the book before you get outside of the book.
Yeah.
And there's another puzzle that'll show up here in a little bit, probably, where you are... Oh, yeah, so here's another side-scrolling thing where you're, like, going down a cliff, and these boulders and stuff are coming out here.
Looks fun.
And this is actually... about where you first start to see things getting a little weird, because like right after this part of the boulders, you get to a top-down section and you start to see the boulders come out of the page onto the desk.
Whoa.
Yeah, here it is. So they're just rolling down, and then they're like, oh, they're out of the book.
That's crazy. Do we know who's looking at the book?
So it's a kid named Sam.
Okay.
And yeah, there is actually a bit of that story to it. So to get into sort of how this story works, it's like, okay, this is your book, this is your story, you're the hero, and there is an evil wizard named Humgrub. And he finds a copy of the same book inside of the world in this tower that's like a library. And then he's like, I don't want to be the guy who always gets beat up every time, and so he finds a spell to push you out. But you see here, I changed forest and ruin, and it changed the entire layout of the page on this. So boom, there's forest.
This is goatee blood. This is insane.
And so There's a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, you got to see silhouette levels for the cave.
Dude.
Kind of like Donkey Kong Country and some of those other games that do that.
Holy crap, man.
Just so much cool creativity throughout. So anyway, so when you get a little bit further in and you confront Humgrump on the top of this tower, then he casts this spell that just pushes you out. Yeah, so here we go. Here's Humgrump on the tower.
Humgrump.
It's so easy to like want to say hump grump or whatever.
Hump grump.
And when you get pushed out, then you're on the desk, and there are all these like art supplies, and there's like beetles and stuff that you've got to like stealth around. Here we go. Get pushed out. Look at this. Look at this effect.
Dude.
And look how good he looks.
It's crazy! So crazy! I'm so ready for this game, Blood.
And so now you go from a fully 2D adventure to like a 3D kind of platformer.
Yeah.
And it still all looks amazing. Like the shading and stuff on this is great. And so you do the puzzles and stuff here until you eventually will get a there's like a glove. Oh yeah, so here's some of the 3D stuff. You got the beetles underneath, and you got to be stealthy because if not, you'll get eaten by the beetle.
Awesome.
But you'll get these gloves that. And while you're out here too, you meet Bookworm, and she can go in and out between all of these different books.
That's fantastic.
And she's telling you that like we've got to undo what Humgrump has done. Because she has the ability to see the future. And so this kid, Sam, who is inspired by your stories, he's going to grow up and write his own storybooks. But if you lose and Humgrump takes over, then the story won't be as interesting, and then he won't read it again. He'll just put it up on the shelf, and he won't be inspired, and he won't grow up to write his own stories.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
Are the outside of the book levels always stealth like this?
No. There are. So eventually, Humgrump. Eventually you get your sword back because when he first pushes you out, your sword is left there.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, but then he'll start sending his little minions and stuff out into the real world.
Got it.
Well. So yeah, and then here's another. They're going to puzzles, and this is where you can start going through the portals. There's a wizard. There's a wizard that's like a DJ. There's a good wizard, and he kind of teaches you about going in and out of portals.
Yeah.
So, but in addition to the book, there's all of this other stuff that is out there in the room. So just like little bookmarks and things like that you can hop into. There's a part where you can kind of go.
So you can hop into other things other than the book.
Yeah.
Oh, little side stuff.
Yeah, little side stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And like this too. This is like a little side quest here. It was like grab the fish, and it's just again this like awesome looking
WarioWare
little mini
energy
game
here. Yeah. It's a WarioWare game.
Grab the fish. Yeah, Don, if I don't know if you can find it, if you could skip ahead to where the zip line is. Oh, we're just about there. Oh yeah, so here we go. Look at that.
Yeah, wow.
And then you get to this part, and you climb this tower, which is just on like a Post-it note or something, and then you zip line across this whole set of banners to the other side.
That's so awesome.
Which is just really cool. And then the last thing, just skip a little bit further ahead, is this
magic card.
This elf on a magic card.
Shut up, dude.
Huber, you need a bow. And so you go to her for help to borrow her bow.
Goodness.
But at first she thinks you're one of Humgrump's minions.
Yeah.
And so you've got to like fight her a little bit before she'll like agree to talk to you. But look, when you get the bow into the book, it still looks like it's out of a magic card. The art is the same as it was.
It's so cool, dude. Everything about this game is just the coolest.
Yeah.
This is the coolest game of the year.
It is super cool. And I'm surprised that it's so soon.
Yeah.
Huber, I think you're going to like the economy. You've got to collect a lot of these like little light bulb.
Yeah, I saw you collecting those.
Yeah, they're like coins essentially.
Okay.
And
things are expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive. They take a lot of those, and you You have to choose between like actual upgrades and like, collectibles.
Awesome.
So what's really nice is they have the like concept art, and so some of it you'll find out in the world, some of it you get from shops. But it's cool because they're like it's like mini dev diaries. Like you pull it up and it's like here's like one of our ideas for like a little skeleton village or whatever. And like, oh, here's just a bunch of like different enemies that we drew. And this guy we ended up not using, but maybe you'll see him in something else. I'm like, what? Like, okay. And then, but the shop also has some basic things like upgrading damage of stuff.
Yeah.
But the two that I came across, one is a sword throw.
Oh.
So you throw it like a boomerang.
Yeah.
But then if it like lands into like a tree or something, it'll get stuck.
That's rad.
And then you can like Thor's hammer, like pull it out.
Oh my god.
From a distance, and that is really cool, especially if you upgrade it. And then the other one that I unlocked was like a Zelda spin attack kind of thing. I need to upgrade for that because I actually did feel like a really like significant boost in the upgrade for the throw.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
But
meaningful upgrades, my favorite, Blood.
But yeah, as you could tell from the footage, like the pacing is really good in terms of like, okay, here's your basic gameplay,
and then it just mixes it up.
But there's a little other thing. There's a little other thing there.
Grabbing fish.
Yeah. And good puzzles, like we said. Some things were like playing around with like, okay, this changes day to night, and that changes.
The word puzzles seem really fun.
Yeah.
Just changing the entire environment. That's great.
Yeah. Really cool. Glad that it's coming so soon because we've been waiting.
I know.
When is it? They never committed to a time.
Yeah.
Now we've actually got a time.
And you played it and it's good.
Yeah.
This is good news, Blood.
September 17th, PC, Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Yeah. Really good stuff.
I'm ready right now.
Thank you everyone for watching. We are Easy Allies. We're doing a lot of stuff. Next week is Gamescom, so keep an eye out. We're going to be doing reactions. We got more previews that we've shot. This guy's going to be there. So we'll have some stuff from his time on the show floor after that. And all of that is because of generous people just like yourself who have pitched in at patreon.com/easyallies. That's the best way to support us. Get in there, throw in $5. There's a lot of different rewards, early podcast access, and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.